What is up, Gemini? How are you guys doing? It is time to go ahead and get started on your bonus reading for October 2023, where basically I'm just looking for missed details and situations from the main monthly reading. And for this round of bonuses, that will include, but not be limited to, career and finance, because that's been so highly requested for the last couple of months. So that's coming up here in just a minute. Stick around. How my Gemini friends doing today, man? Bonus time. Looking for missed details, missed situations, scenarios that didn't make it into the main monthly reading. For those of you who would like to schedule a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is in the description box of this video. For those of you who missed the memo, today, I just released what I personally feel like is the most valuable course that I've ever added to my school of self-mastery, the healing process and the healing journey. I know you all hear me touch on these things, and I do the best that I can to try to figure out how to fit it into these readings in a short, quick little lecture in one of these readings, but that just doesn't really do the whole thing justice. So I've broken it down into a long, drawn out, extended course, and it's only $9.99. That's also on my website, along with the personal readings. All the information for everything that you need is all in the description of this video. Okay, so I'm definitely changing things up and doing things very different. I'm starting this off here with general connections. So we're going to be looking at finances very specifically. So this is not going to have career and finance stuff in there. This is just general connections, friends, family, enemies, any kind of connection, general connection that's not love and romance, mainly like friends and family and whatnot. Oh, let's see what messages generally we can tell Gemini. Friends, family, general connections. Okay. Uh-oh, 10 of Cups reversed. This looks like a family issue to me. It's either a family issue or it could have been somebody who was close enough to be family. Or maybe for some of you, it could be several people. Maybe some of you lost a bunch of friends that were close enough to be family. I think for the majority of you, though, this feels like a family issue to me, though. Yeah, something that fell out. You fell out with a family member, or maybe you just have a really unhealthy, toxic connection with a close family member. I'm not even getting into my personal input on that. Not right now, at least. Let's just see what's going on. Okay, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Judgment. Justice, death card. Okay. Honestly, you know what I'm kind of feeling like here? Hang on, let me clarify something before I say that. Hold up. 6 of Wands reversed. Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm glad I didn't speak on that. Okay. So this person definitely knows what they did wrong, but they are absolutely refusing to own up to it. Refusing to. So for those of you who are wondering whether or not you're going to get that apology, it's not looking like they're planning on it anytime soon, but it's not because they think they're in the right. They know they're in the wrong. They know. They already know. But they won't swallow that ego pill. They're all up in their ego. They don't want to admit that what they did was wrong. They don't want to come forth and apologize and be like, yo, I mean, I'm sorry for the way I acted back there, had a lot going on. I was dealing with something that just had me all fucked up in the head and I wasn't thinking clearly and I took it out on you. Sorry about that. That was my fault. That a real apology like a grown fucking adult should do. They're too ashamed and embarrassed to come forward with that. But they know what they done did. They know. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. That's all I have Virgo too. Scorpio and Virgo. Yeah, Knight of Wands reversed. So again, I think for the majority of you, this is family, but it doesn't have to be family. It could be a very close friend, like close enough to be family, like your best friend since elementary school type shit. You know, y'all spent your whole childhood together, whatever. You know what I mean? Really, really, really close connection that is just toxic and possibly fell out for some of you. And even if you were to try to patch things up with this person, this feels like a warning. Feels like a warning. Even though they know what they did was wrong, they're still standing their ground, even though they know it was wrong. It sounds like Taurus energy to me, to be honest with you. Shh. That sounds like a fucking Taurus to me. All right. Well, let's look. I guess let's see if this person's taking any kind of action or if there's going to be any kind of solution or outcome for this situation here. Let's see. Temperance reverse. Now, could be a Sagittarius for some of you. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Cups reversed again. Same card that came out in the last spread. Don't look like it. Page and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Cups reversed. They two up in their pride and their ego to try to fix this. Let's get the advice. What's the best advice for Gemini? Oh, Four of Pentacles reversed and the Wheel of Fortune. Look, there's only so much you can do in a situation like this. Only so much you can do, especially when you know for a fact that this person was dead wrong. Like, say, for example, they accused you of something you straight up did not do, you know, or maybe they heard a rumor about you that was a complete bold-faced lie and they chose to believe it, you know, or something, you know, where you fall out with somebody where they are completely dead in the wrong. There's only so much you can do. Depends on how much time has passed too. Usually once there's been a little bit of time, a year, something like that, sometimes I find it appropriate to send them a message and just let them know, yo, sorry things went down the way that they did. Word it very carefully. Word it very, very carefully. And don't you apologize for something you didn't do. Don't you do that. Oh, no, no, no. If you know that you didn't do what you're being accused of or whatever the case may be, don't you apologize for that. But you can apologize for the way things went down. I'm very sorry for the way things happened. It's a bummer. Just want to let you know, no hard feelings over here. I hope that you're doing good, and I hope you continue to find love, light, and prosperity in your life. Something like that, you know. If you don't think that would be a very good idea, do the best that you can. And I know this is hard, but I'm telling you, if you can muster up the strength to do this, it can really provide some relief and clarity in your life. Put yourself in the mind of that person. I know it can be hard to do, but really, you got to sit and think. How much misery and pain do you have to be in to treat people like that? You got to be one miserable, broken, fucked up mess to act like that and treat people like that. Happy people don't be acting like that. They just don't. Happy people don't go around throwing shit at people, starting fights, starting arguments, trying to bring people down, trying to hurt people. Happy people just simply do not do that. The people who do that are dealing with something so deep-seated within themselves, And if you just for a moment, put yourself in their shoes. And I don't mean what I'm about to say is going to sound kind of mean and condescending, and I don't mean it like that. But for real, it must suck to be you. And I don't mean that in an arrogant, condescending way, like literally. Like whatever it is you're going through, that has to suck. I wish you love, light, and healing. Try to do that. Try to find that place, as challenging as that can be. Trust me, I know. Try to find that place. It'll work wonders for you. All right, now we're taking a look at finance. Finance. So if you are not experiencing any worries or troubles or issues with your finances, this is not for you. This is only for my sun, moon, rising, and Venus Geminis who are actively out there looking for opportunities. They're waiting, for something to change. They're looking and actively on a path, hoping to make some kind of change in their finances. Whether you're out there looking for a job or trying to figure out how to start a little side hustle or whatever the case may be. Let's just get a quick general energetic outline. Career and finances for Gemini. Let's see. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. So for those of you who have been taking action, you very well may get some communication. I think you're getting a new idea. You got a real good idea of what you're going to do next. Real good idea. And it looks like you feel like it's a pretty promising idea. Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, a lot of you just don't really feel like you're being paid enough. You feel like you're stuck at this company that could afford to pay you a hell of a lot more than they're paying you. Just seems like, I don't know if it's your boss or the owners or just the company in general is just very, very greedy. Very greedy, especially when you know those types of companies that you see what they bring in. They racking in like millions and millions and millions, and they can't even afford to fix the equipment that you need to do your job with. That's always been one of my biggest pet peeves, dude. I always vowed to myself that if I'm ever like a brick and mortar business owner, when it comes to the supplies and the tools and whatever that I need to run my business, that if I have employees that they need to use, it's going to be top of the line. I'm not going to be one of them cheap ass, greedy fucking business owners that send my employees out there with broken shit that don't even be working half the time, and just telling them to figure out how to deal with it and get it done. I can't afford to buy new shit for my own goddamn company. That always pisses me off. That type of energy, is what I'm feeling like. It's what I'm feeling like you're wrapped up in here. You about to just straight up abandon this, though. I think you got a real good idea. Some kind of light bulb is coming on in your head. And like I said, I'm feeling like communication's coming in. I'm feeling like communication's coming in. And it's looking to me like you're this close to abandoning and starting something totally new. Real close, this close. And the Nine of Pentacles in the heart of the spread, that's a good energy. It's not quite the 10 of Pentacles, but at the end of the day, what's the big difference between the 9 and 10 of Pentacles? Like 9 of Pentacles means I'm financially free. 10 of Pentacles means I have too many cars to fit in my garage. Like, what's the fucking difference? When you're financially free and you have no worries and you have no stress, all the other shit, it don't mean nothing. I'm telling you right now, it don't. It don't. Once you get to that point to where you're financially independent and free and you have no worries about bills and gas and all that stuff, all the extra shit don't mean nothing. You get that new car and it's cool for a couple of months, and then it's like, man. Then you get rid of that and you get a new car and then it's cool for a couple of months, and then you're like, man, it's not what you think it is. So don't be tripping if you ain't on 10 of Pentacles mode just yet. Don't be tripping on that. It ain't what you think. Trust me. Let's see the outcome, the general outcome financially. Boom, boom, boom. Knight of Swords, like I said, new communication, new ideas. I'm really feeling like things are going to start moving forward for you here very, very soon. Very, very soon. You're seeing results. That business is taking lift off. That job is calling you, whatever it is, and you're planning. I'm seeing you making a transition. I'm seeing you making a transition. Some of you with the Seven of Swords here ain't telling nobody either. Ain't telling nobody. I know there's at least one of you who been planning this for like months. And then one day, poof, you just ain't showing up to work. And everybody's like, where the fuck Gemini go? What the hell? Now you got your own little freelance marketing business on social media at the crib where you done passed up your income on your day job. And everybody's like, where in the hell Gemini go? And you ain't even telling nobody. That may not be all of you, but with this right here, I feel like there's a couple of you who probably ain't even been telling nobody about this. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you starting new, starting fresh. Starting new, starting fresh. What is the advice here? What's the advice? Any advice for Gemini? Okay. Oh, the Eight of Swords. Do not let anybody else's opinion dictate the decisions that you make. This is one of the hardest parts, man. This is one of the hardest parts, especially when it comes to business, finance, manifesting finances, starting a business. You're going to have everybody's opinion in your ear. Everybody's opinion. Oh, why don't you just get a regular job? Aren't you thankful for what you have? Aren't you worried about a 401k? Don't you want health insurance? You got to have health insurance. Aren't you worried about this and that? No, why aren't you doing that? No, that's too risky. Don't do this. Everybody's fucking opinion in your ear. You have to be able to tune all that out and say, fuck you. And carve out your own path and ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. Oh, and then once you start succeeding, oh, God. Oh, and then it gets worse. Oh, God, then it gets worse. Then everybody starts getting mad at you. Then people start getting pissed off at you. Then people start slandering you and calling you names. And, oh, all you care about is money. You're a piece of shit. Blah, blah, blah. People start trying to throw shit at you because they see you making your way up the mountain. And they get pissed. They don't want to see that. They don't. So it's like the crab in a bucket thing where they're trying to pull you back down. You got to ignore it. You got to ignore it and move forward. And you stay focused on your goal and ignore the noise. Ignore it. Ignore it. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your dad. I don't care if it's your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your best friend. Ignore it. Ignore it. I'm climbing this fucking mountain. And if you don't like it, you are welcome to fuck off. Ignore it and keep moving forward. All right, let's look at singles. Let's do the singles reading for Gemini. What fucking deck do I want to use, man? Singles. Singles. Singles and the person that lives in your head. Boom. Uh-oh, death card reversed. For those of you who are interested in somebody who's in a relationship, I do not see that relationship coming to an end anytime soon. If you are not interested in somebody who's in a relationship, I think this person is very hung up on their ex. Either they're trying to reconcile with their ex or their ex is trying to reconcile with them. One of the two. Definitely some past energy in here, though. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. But to answer your question, yes, they feel the connection too. Yes, they do. This is all past energy, dude. Like I said, either they're trying to reconcile with their ex or their ex is trying to reconcile with them. They have unfinished business with a past person. And they're guarding and protecting their heart with the Three of Swords, Seven of Wands. I have a deck where in the Seven of Wands, it's actually a heart holding those wands. And I like that one because that's very, very, descriptive of what's going on here, where he's guarding himself. He's protecting himself against attacks. So, yeah, this person got a lot of baggage behind him. I don't think it's going to take too long, though. I think it looks to me like you're this close to just giving up on this and moving forward and exploring new options is what I'm feeling like you're eventually going to end up doing. But I have a feeling that quite a few of you are wondering whether or not this is a real connection or if you're just making it up in your head. You ain't making it up in your head. They feel the connection too. Let's look and see how this person views you. How's this person view Gemini? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What are their thoughts, feelings, and opinions? Let's see. Boom. Told you. Again, same card. Three of Swords. They're hung up on their ex. They're hung up on some past heartbreak. How does this person feel about Gemini, though? Ace of Coins. Queen of Cups reversed. King of Cups upright. Ace of Swords, Two of Cups. So they do have an interest. I do think that they do have an interest in you, but it's kind of like, I don't know. Have you ever been in that situation before? Because I have. So I can understand where this energy is, where it's like you're hung up on somebody you can't let go of, but there's this other person and you're interested in them, but this other person is your top priority. You know that energy? That's where I feel like this person is. There's an interest there, but their number one priority, the person that has all of their energy, their focus, and their attention is somebody else. Like I think for a lot of you, it's either somebody they've been on and off with or just an ex in general, They have an interest though. And if things absolutely fail to work out completely and they finally give up on that, then they'll probably give you a chance. But I think this person's going to fight tooth and nail and hold on for dear life, hoping to see if they can get back with this past person, honestly. And they probably ain't even telling you the truth about it. And isn't that one, man, that one pisses me off more, I think. You ever meet somebody and they swear up and down they're over their ex, that person's so toxic, they're so sick of it, they're so glad to be away from that person, and you're like, fuck yeah, man, come on, let's go start something then. Look, I'm going to show you something so much better than that piece of shit. Next thing you know, poof, they ghost you and run back to them. And it's like, what the fuck? That's what I feel like you're dealing with here. That's what I feel like you're dealing with here. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, last person that did that to me was a Gemini. Come on now. Come on now. All right. Is there any advice? Just one card. Is there any advice? This is saying walk away. That's what the cards are saying. Seven of Coins. Temperance. It's saying that if you're patient enough to understand your true value, once you meet somebody who actually sees your value, who actually sees it, you don't have to tell them. You don't have to work real hard to try to get them to see it. When you meet somebody that actually sees your value, you will never waste your time with somebody who don't see your value ever again. Ever again. It'll become so clear that all the times you did that in the past, you were disrespecting yourself. when you know what it feels like to be in the presence of somebody who sees your value. You're like, why the fuck was I ever hung up on somebody that was too stupid to see what I had to offer? I ain't never doing that again. It's saying here, be patient, because very soon, you will experience what that feels like. Very soon. It's unlike any connection you've ever felt before. I'm doing something a little bit different with the next person coming in as well, because I'm also adding past person in there, because I know there's some of you asking about a past person. If past energy is coming in, if you have some unfinished business from the past, we'll talk about that. But this is just what's coming in next, past or new. What's coming in next, past or new for Gemini? Past or new? What's coming in next? New. Next person coming in is new. Coming in hard, too. It's going to be very, very obvious. I don't think you're going to have any questions as to what this person's intentions are. Told you, long term. Yep, Page of Cups. This is next person coming in is a new person. The next person due to come in. So for the majority of you, those of you who are just still hung up on somebody from the past, that's not due. So it'll more than likely end up being a repeat cycle until you either learn the lesson, close out the karmic contract, whatever. The next person due to come in, long term. And this person sees your value. They see it. And again, I don't really have adequate words to describe the difference. You know, when somebody, it's just like this heart-to-heart connection. Because when you become so accustomed to thinking, okay, all right, I got to be a certain way. I got to act a certain way. I got to look a certain way. I got to come across a certain way so that this person will understand how valuable I am. And when you're around somebody that's really connected with you like that, you ain't even got to fuck with all that. I'm not saying don't put your best foot forward. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying be careless and reckless. But you'll realize in ways that I can't really explain that that's not as necessary as you thought it was. That even if you do goof up, slip up, fuck up, do something stupid, say something stupid, make a mistake, you know they'll see right through it because y'all are connected like that. We're humans. We make mistakes. Ain't you know, there's those humans out there that try to act like they ain't never made no mistake and they're so perfect and this, that. And it ain't like that with somebody that truly sees your value. And I think the next person due to come in is somebody that truly sees your value, truly sees it, feels it vibrationally. You've been working on manifesting this, and right when you least expect it, possibly for some of you, as soon as you decide to take a break from dating, bam, there it is. And there's no accident behind why that happens that way. That can be explained through quantum physics. We don't have time for that for this video, though. Let's look at this person's intentions. Let's take a deep dig and a deep dive and look at their intentions at the deepest level. How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What do they want with you? What's their energy look like? Four of Wands, bro. Look at that. They want their next relationship to be their last. They see potential for marriage, potential for long-term commitment. See, this kind of connection, you can't go out searching for it. If you could, you would have found it a long time ago. People don't end up in these connections by going out and searching for it and swiping and swiping and swiping on dating apps. And it just, they don't end up in connections like that. People who end up in these kind of connections, the universe brings the two of you together. You can't plan for it. You can't try to figure it out. You can't go search for it and try to find it. The more you do, you're just leading yourself on a wild goose chase. And like I said, this person's leaving the past in the past. They're ready to leave their old life behind, start something new, start something fresh. This person is all about they work and they money, though, too. Don't get that twisted for a minute. This person's probably a very, very, very hard worker. They're all about their money, all about their goals, very goal-oriented. Could be an earth sign for some of you. Ooh, they ain't taking no shit neither, though. So they come with their flaws, too. Oh, yes, they do. They coming along with their flaws, too. They ain't no perfect little angel that's glowing and floating on a cloud. They got some past trauma. They ain't putting up with no bullshit. It won't be below them. If you try to start an argument with them, they'll pop off. They're a flawed human, too, but their intentions are good. What's the advice? What's the advice? Okay, 10 of Wands. Man, don't turn down this offer. Fool card. Page of Pentacles. Lover's card. Don't turn down this offer. In the meantime, make sure that you're tying up any loose ends from the past. Do the best you can not to allow any of your previous emotional triggers to spill over onto this person who may or may not deserve it. Yeah, don't turn down this offer. Man, we got the 4 of Wands. We got that Lover's card. We got that Sun card, though. Don't turn down the offer. It's going to be a completely new cycle. It's going to be very different, very unlike anything you've ever dealt with or expected before. And it's going to turn the world upside down and rock your socks off. Might be a little bit scary at times. That's normal. It's supposed to be. It's unlike anything you've ever dealt with before. Of course, it's going to turn your world upside down. That's normal. Don't get scared and run just because you're not familiar with it and not comfortable with it. Okay. All right. I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini friends needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the big September reading sale is still happening for the next couple of days. Pre-recorded personal readings are $50 off. Okay. Also, for those of you who missed the memo, I just today released what I personally believe to be the most valuable course that I've ever added into my School of Self-Mastery. The True Steps to Healing. Very important. You know how I touch on these little nuggets of healing and the healing process and the healing journey in my readings. And I try to cram them in with my advice and my readings and whatnot, but that doesn't do it justice. I have a course that breaks it all down so that hopefully my goal is you'll be able to take this and figure out how to apply it to your own unique path so that you can actually see real results. You can actually experience true healing and one of these days truly be able to let go and move on. Okay. All that information is in the description of the video. That course is only $9.99 if you're interested. All right. I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.